The World Cup is one of the largest sporting events in the world, and it is currently being held in the USA. Events are taking place across 11 of the biggest cities in the country, and I just so happen to live in one. Kansas City, the home of the 4-time Super Bowl champions, 2-time World Series champions, National Women's Soccer League Shield winners, and 2-time MLS Cup winners, was selected to be one of the few host cities in the 2026 World Cup. It was selected, one, for it being the home of the loudest stadium of the world, Arrowhead Stadium, but also since it's the soccer capital of the United States, which I actually didn't know before this. Kansas City was given this title for having 2 professional soccer teams, but also for having dozens of facilities across the city. You could probably ask anyone from here if they played soccer before, and there's a 99% chance they would say yes. Anyways, downtown Kansas City is currently being taken over by the World Cup, and I want to see what it's all about. But first, I need to head to one of the biggest destinations for World Cup tourism. I'm at Walmart. For some reason, the idea of Walmart is like surreal to anyone who's not from the United States. It might be because we're like the only country to have it, I think. I'm actually not sure if that's true or not. I really only came here to get shorts to match my shirt, so So, sad story of they did not have shorts in Walmart that matched my shirt, which I didn't think would be that hard of an ask, which is fine. That just means I have to go to the second biggest destination, Waffle House. I mean, Target. I look more patriotic than the 4th of July itself, which I didn't know was possible until now. Hoorah, I guess, I don't know. Anyways, I'm standing in front of Union Station, which is my first destination of today. I'm not actually sure if there's anything to do in there, but look at it, surely there's something, right? My second destination is to go down to Power and Light, which is a district that's downtown. They hold events for sports games and stuff like that, so I'm gonna watch the Portugal-Spain game, which is later today. And then finally, I'm gonna head over to the Fan Fest, which is actually just up the hill from here, where I'm gonna watch the US versus Belgium game, which should be a lot of fun. Oh my gosh. There's definitely stuff in here. I mean, like, what is this? What does this even do? They had flags. They had a photo op. 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 They had a photo. It's pretty much just photo ops. They also had this cool KC Heart soccer thing, which I just realized is another photo op. I walked around a little more and then got distracted by toys. I then looked for my name on these pictures of trains. They never have it. Anyways, they also had this entrepreneur fair thing, which is pretty cool, but I think it was closed. After realizing there wasn't much to do there, I went outside to see if there were any other World Cup things, which there was, including a massive ball. Now that's a big ball. I then found these World Cup Legos and got distracted again. Once I was done looking at Legos, it was about an hour until the start of the first game, so I decided to head over to the stop for the streetcar, which is one of Kansas City's public transport systems. I waited there for a bit until it was finally time to head to... So I made it to the Power and Light area, but it seems to be closed right now. I think it's about to open. I see people kind of moving chairs and stuff, so hopefully that opens soon. But in the meantime, there's like a Rally House right down the street. Rally House is like a, sports gift shop. They got a bunch of stuff for sports. The game that I'm coming to see here, I said, was Spain versus Portugal. As you can tell, I am not repping Spain nor Portugal, so I might have to go pick something up. I went in to see if I can find anything that was Spain or Portugal related until I ran into myself. Gosh, I look stupid. I started to get a little worried since they had shirts for every country but Spain and Portugal. I finally came across this can sleeve, so I decided to buy it since it was kind of my only option. Hi.
Just this?
Yeah, just that.
The game is at 2.
Yep, I'm ready.
All right.
You doing Power and Light tonight, dude?
Yeah.
You watch the Spain match over here?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing for this. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yep,
You have a good day.
You too. Let's get a win tonight.
I accidentally cut the clip halfway through what he was saying, but basically he was saying, let's get a win tonight, and you look super rad, and I want to be your best friend. Okay, no, he didn't really say any of that. But he was a pretty nice guy, so like maybe he was thinking that. But I also had to make sure he wasn't giving me a faulty product. So I got a drink to put in my sleeve to make sure it worked. I was also just kind of thirsty, so I finished my drink and it was time to power the light. To light the I went inside to check it out, and this place is actually pretty cool. I've only been here one other time, and it was a while ago. So as I was walking around, I kind of noticed that there was nobody else here for some reason. The game starts in like 20 minutes. I'm not sure why there's nobody here. I saw this as an opportunity to show off the places to eat and drink around here, such as Shandy Bar, No Other Pub by Sporting KC, Shark Bar, I like the theme of this one, McFadden Sports Saloon, and Hooley House. I like to say this one, Hooley House, Hooley House, Hooley House, Hooley House. But then people started showing up just in time for the game to start. I was sitting down on these couches kind of in the middle of the area when I decided to go to the second story to see if I can get a better view. I was watching the game from above when I realized how many people were actually supporting Portugal and not Spain. This honestly made me question my purchase and made me feel a little out of place because before this I was fitting in perfectly fine. Anyways, for the entire first half nobody scored, and mainly because these goalies were on absolute lockdown. I mean, they didn't allow a single ball to get through them. And they made some like crazy, like what? I mean, these are the plays that like 10-year-old me would. Why do I look like this on my days? Basically, what I'm saying, only the best players can make plays like this. Eventually, it was halftime, and everybody got up to get drinks and snacks and stuff. I went to the bathroom. Soccer fans, let me know: are both teams bad or are both teams good? Because it's still 0-0 and it's halftime. I walked around and realized that there were other people in USA gear, which made me feel a little bit better about what I was wearing. I then got this cool shot of these guys right before the second half started. Even though the game was decided in this half, it was honestly less eventful than the first one. It was constant back and forth, and it took forever for something to actually happen. But finally, Spain scored right after the 90-minute mark. 90 minutes in itself is an entire soccer game. It took them 90 minutes and 8 seconds to score. The few Spain fans who actually did show up celebrated, which is pretty cool to see. But because that goal was so late, it didn't take long for the game to finally end and Spain to beat Portugal 1-0. USA is right because we are heading to we are going to Fan Fest. Oh, arms here. When you walk in, you're greeted by this massive heart structure designed by Populous, who I'll talk about more here in a second. To the right of that is the FIFA store. This is what the inside looks like if you're wondering. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Behind that, they had this outside viewing area. Next to that, there were people playing cornhole, other people playing soccer, and a silent disco. On the main area, there are other things to check out, like a Coca-Cola fan zone where you can get drinks, cars on a stage. How'd they get those up there? They even had live music where people seem to be having a pretty good time. Anyways, going back to the designers of that big red heart, Populous is a design company that's based in Kansas City. Their main area of design are sports stadiums, facilities, and other related things. They design stadiums such as Yankee Stadium, Wembley Stadium, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the new Highmark Stadium, and many more. They even designed a Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which I went to in my last video. Go check it out. But they were chosen to design all the structures of Fan Fest, one because they were based in Kansas City, but also because they have many unique designs. It was about time for the game to start, so I went to find a place to sit down to watch the game. People then started counting down, so I knew the game was about to start. Okay, the music's a little too much. Let's switch it up. Both teams were playing pretty well, and I think they both had the ball the same amount of time in the first half. I think the USA had like a 56% possession rate when Belgium had a 44%. However, during those times, Belgium attacked more while the US defended, which is why they quickly scored like in 8 minutes. The worst part about this goal is that like half the people around me were cheering. I think it took them a few seconds to realize that we didn't score and Belgium did. But that's okay because soon after, the US was fouled right in front of the goal, which gave them a free kick to be... That's right. I scored in the World Cup. No, but seriously, this was like a really cool moment. Everybody was cheering and chanting. Power and Light was going crazy. Everybody realized that we now have a chance to advance to the next round. Belgium scored again. Yeah, it took them like 60 seconds. At least this time nobody was cheering, but it was still pretty bad. After that, it just got worse and worse, and it was not good. I mean, this play was horrible. It seems like for every goal they scored, we got another yellow card. I mean, we got 2 yellow cards and they scored 2 goals. After what felt like a very long second half, Belgium won 4-1 over the USA, sending them home. Even though the US lost, having my country be part of the World Cup is something I'll never forget. Seeing people having fun and celebrating something so big was absolutely incredible. An event that brings people together from across the world happened in my hometown, and it was something truly special. And I'm sure everybody across America feels the same way.